Hey everyone, I'm Vincent Colonna and you're watching my YouTube channel. May God bless you and many blessings come towards your way. Keep and expel this evil away. So, I am going to talk about a story, certain spiritual experiences, and I'm going to make a certain series on this YouTube channel. I know I don't have lots of subscribers, but I'm going to start making this. I don't really care about subscribers. I really care about telling stories. I really care about telling my experiences, because the more we can talk about these experiences, the more it puts the world and the people in the right direction in life. And it keeps a war from coming. Like, for example, World War III. Give it 2 months, or at least a year, and you'll see World War III, because people don't understand. When people suffer through spiritual experiences, or through certain things, they don't know how to channel it. So, to this, the series, this video, this YouTube channel, this everything, until I'm 80 years old, is going to exist. And it's my duty, my mission, my thing to tell you guys about. So, it's called the Haunting Stories series, and it's all about my experiences since I've been a kid. So I remember I've always had spiritual experiences. I've always had dreams about UFOs. I've always seen certain things. Just imagine being a kid walking out in nature and seeing glowing red eyes, and you think it's an animal, but you ask your family and you look at them and they say they see nothing. That's pretty scary. Now, I feel like I'm not the only one out here, but when you're young, you do feel like it until you hear certain people and certain things telling you. So, I remember when I was around 11 or 10 years old, I was going to bed, and I was 11 or 10 years old. And I remember I told my mom, I'm going to bed, good night, love you, good night, love you, to my sister and my dad. And I fell asleep. Now, this dream I had is 2 years before a certain angelic experience, or I think it was an angelic experience, happened to me when I had an angel come and visit me, all dressed in white. Beautiful angel. Put me on the right direction for many years, as my parents have. And there was a certain reason for it, because I used to be a very rowdy little child. So, however, 2 years before I had that spiritual experience, which I'm going to make in a more, in this series, I'm going to talk about in this series. I remember I fell asleep, and I remember floating in my dream, and I have a habit of floating in my dream, like I'm a spirit. And that's for later discussion on the dreamland and what I've discovered and researched. However, I was floating towards my house. And ever since I was young, I've always had dreams where I've been taken away from my house in cars with people that I don't even know or do know. And it didn't make any sense. I would be pulled away from my family, I would be pulled away from my mother, and it just doesn't make any sense. So, I remember I was floating towards my house, and finally I was there at my house with my family. However, my family was inside the house, I was outside, and this man was standing with like a Frank Sinatra kind of hat. I forget what that's called, like a 1950s, 1960s kind of hat. And sorry for the shaking, guys. I need to get a stand for the phone. And anyways, I remember so clearly how he looked. So he's wearing the hat, it was covering his eyes. I only could see a little bit, but it was a little fading. And all I could see is this and his body and the hat. So I remember he was talking to me in the dream, but he had this weird ass smile, like a very sadistic kind of grin. And I asked him to show his eyes. He wouldn't. And he said to me, he said, Vincent, you will, like everybody else, will become like one of us one day. And I didn't know what it meant. I had no fucking clue. So that to me made me feel eerie and disgusted. And I remember I told him in the dream, I said, no, I will never become like you. I will never ever do the things you do. And I'm 10 years old saying this kind of stuff. And I remember I just woke up in my house and left and just went to school and had breakfast and left the house and kissed my mom goodbye and walked to school. But things like that have happened in so many people's lives. And we all know, like, it's no kind of joke who this person was. I think it was a person who did some tremendous evil things and ended up burning in hell. I do believe in demons, I do believe in angels, I do believe in God, I believe in the devil, I believe in yin and yang, I believe in marrying Jesus, I believe in Kuan Yin, I believe in my family, I believe in everything. Because everything that is told in this world has a truth to it. It has a truth to it. There are reasons why things are made. They are not fantasy. These are things that have happened. But people don't understand it because people live different other lives. That's fine. Other people who understand it, you can come for advice. Just don't call us crazy. Because we are not. So, having dreams like these, having experiences like these, many other people have had experiences like these, where they had dreams of evil people or good people coming to them and telling them this and that. I've had so many weird dreams. I've had dreams about angels. I've had dreams about my mom. It's just horrible. Some of my dreams I've had is always finding my mother. I always try to get back home in my dreams. I hate not being home because it feels like there's so much danger out in the dream world that I just want to be in the dream with my mother and my father and my sister. But I can never get home. And when I'm always home, something weird happens. Which later on in a series, I will be telling you all my dreams and every spiritual experience I've had. And just to connect everybody else that have had spiritual experiences so they can understand, because once we let this all out, this door that we keep inside, we can cleanse it and we can let go of this thing and we can just be a better human race and a better society in the world. Now, like I said, the man in my dream, he wasn't kind of nice. I think he worshipped the devil and passed away and did fall into the pits of hell. But I let that shit go because dreams are dreams, and I don't believe in that kind of shit of evil demons and all that kind of stuff. I do believe in it, I just don't believe in, putting a lot of thought in it. However, whatever. That's the feeling I had since I was young. That's the feeling I had since now. It's always the feeling when you remember a dream so vividly and so real, like it was yesterday, that you have the feeling like you can see through this person and you can see its bullshit and you can see its lies. So those are the experiences. Well, starting experience. Actually, the first starting experience I've ever had of a spiritual experience, which was actually vivid and actually out of a dream, was my granny, who passed away before we were ever born. And that is in a later time in this video series. So, all of you, God bless you. May God give you many good things and protect you. And, yeah. So, God bless you.